In this video, I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of the ReactND project and also show you how to install the app on your desktop. So first thing is I've created a staging folder where I'm going to install the app, and I'm on my GitHub page where I have the project, and I'm going to copy the URL. I'm going to go to my staging folder. I'm going to open a command prompt, and I'm going to clone the project. So git clone and paste the URL. So this will clone the project on my desktop. Okay, I'm done. Now I'm going to change directory into the project, and then I'm going to click yarn install. So what yarn install will do is it will install the required packages for this project. So if I go into this project, I can, if I open it up in an editor, if I open up the package.json file particularly, you can see the various packages required for this project. So we have React, of course, we have React DOM necessary, we have React Redux because we are using Redux. We have React Redux loading bar. What this does is it shows a loading bar while a request is being processed. It React Router DOM for SEO friendly URLs. We have Redux and Redux Thunk and semantic UI for styling. Okay, so the package has installed. Now I'm going to start the server by clicking yarn start. That should start the server. Just wait a moment. Give it a moment. Okay, so while it is starting, I'm going to go to Chrome, open a new tab, and paste the URL. By default, it opens in Edge because I have Edge as my default browser, but I don't use Edge. I use Chrome, so that's why I copy paste the URL in Chrome. Let's give it a few more minutes, seconds for the server to start. Okay, the server has started. So that's the first thing we see after we type the URL. We see the login page. So this is the login page. Now we have a predefined set of users who we can select. So let's say I click Tyler, click login. So as soon as I log in, I come to the home page, and the home page, first thing I see is the unanswered questions for this page. This is the tab, and you can see that we have 4 unanswered questions, and of course I can click on the answered questions tab to see the answered questions. Now the app remembered the state of which tab I'm viewing. So if I go to, let's say for example, leaderboard, and I come back to home, I can still see that the answered questions are chosen. You go to new question and come back to home, I can still see that tab is correctly chosen. So if I click on view poll, I can look at the answer results because this question has been answered. So I can't answer again. There's no need to answer again, as a matter of fact. So what I see is the results. Right? So I can see that 1 out of 2 votes has said that they would rather write JavaScript, and 1 out of 2 votes say they'd rather write in SIP, so 50-50. So now let's take a look at the view poll for a question that has not been answered. So if I look at, let's say, for this question, would you rather be a front-end developer or a back-end developer? So this question has not been answered, so I don't see the results. That's the reason. So instead what I get is a prompt to answer what I prefer. So let's say be a front-end developer. Now after I click submit, you see a brief flash of a red here. That was the loading bar. And here now I have the result. Okay. So now let's try a new question. Now let's say, would you rather eat rice or eat bread? Let's say. So now when I click submit, the question will be created. Now, after the question is created, I'll get redirected to home. Now, one thing to note here is, because I'm creating a new question, the home, the state of the tab will be reset, and it will be reset to unanswered questions because I'm creating a question and I want to see that question being created in the list. So let me show you. Click submit, brief pause again, red bar, and now you see I'm in the unanswered questions tab. If I was in the answered questions tab, after creating a new question, I would come to unanswered questions tab because I want to see that as soon as I create a question, I want to see that it has actually been created. That's the reason I come back to the unanswered questions tab. Okay, now if I look at view poll, let's say I'd rather eat rice. Okay, and click submit. So now vote has been recorded, rather eat rice. Now if I go to home, I'll see it's no longer in the unanswered questions tab. It has moved to the answered questions tab. All right. Now one more thing I want to show, that if I copy this URL and if I paste it, now the app state resets, right? I have to log back in. Now what will happen if I log back in? It will remember the URL that I was trying to access, and it will direct me to that URL. But now, since the app state has refreshed, that URL does not exist anymore because the question doesn't actually get saved into the database. What happens is the pre-populated questions that we had in the beginning gets just pre-populated with a set of questions. So the question URL will not exist if I log in there. So what has happened is it's now throwing me a 404 error because that URL does not exist. That question does not exist anymore. So if I come to home and look at answered questions, you'll see that, okay, let me log back as Tyler. If I go back to answered questions, you'll see that that question actually doesn't exist anymore, either in unanswered or in answered, because I created that question. Now, to demonstrate that it actually works, I mean, this URL, the app actually remembers the URL that I'm trying to access, and it'll actually throw me back to it'll actually redirect me to this URL here if I copy paste it. So since if I log out and I paste the URL, so what will happen? The app state completely refreshes. It remembers the URL that I pasted. Now if I log in, it'll redirect me to the URL there. So this time it worked. It didn't throw me a 404 error because of course this question actually exists in the database. So that's what I had. That's all I had to say about the redirects. Now, if you come to leaderboard, of course, you can see who is at the first, second, and third place based on a simple score mechanism where we total the sum, the answered and created questions, and that is the score that we assign to each user. So, of course, we can change this. Let's say we log out and we log in as Tyler, and look at the leaderboard. So Tyler is actually is in the third place. So we can easily change that, answer a few questions. All we have to do is just answer some questions, and that should bump up the position of Tyler. He's now tied in with Sarah. Let's create a question. Would you rather eat sushi, eat burgers? So now look at the leaderboard. Tyler now is in the first place. So that's it. That's it for the leaderboard. We looked at how new questions are created, and of course we looked at the home, and we looked at the tabs and the mechanism, how the redirects work. So thank you for watching, and have a great day.